Good morning. Ignore the distressed chick in the background. She thinks I am her mom and wants my constant and undivided attention, which she is not going to get. Anyway, so updates. So, we've got a lot of stuff going on here. These are plum crosses. Got a bunch of plum crosses. I've got one apricot. Now this one is actually interesting. Let me show you this. When you've got these, this one is a plum cherry cross. Beautiful. Looks like it's not getting enough water, possibly. The leaves are starting to curl a little bit. This one is also a plum cherry cross. And then you have this plum cherry cross back here. Look at the difference. So we have, it's obviously got some kind of a nutrient deficiency. It's got curled leaves. The joints are very close together. My guess is that this is a zinc deficiency. I had some almonds with a zinc deficiency last year. I think I put up a video about that. So that one may not survive. But we've got almonds, or no almonds yet. I haven't planted those. But we've got one apricot, we've got peaches, we've got peach plum crosses, and we've got cherry plum crosses. Right here we have two fig trees. And, oops, okay. So down here in this corner, we have seedling apples. This is a plum peach, a plum peach, a plum peach, and then we get into the other stuff, the tomatoes and peppers. Let's look at the peppers first. They're back there by the light. These had bottom heat for about the first 2 days is all, and then they I needed the heating pad for some chicks. We've got sweet peppers and hot peppers here. The goal is to, let me move that aside. The goal is to plant sweet and hot peppers this year, but only keep seeds from the hot peppers. I'm not going to keep seeds from the sweet peppers if I can resist. Because what I want to do, and I'm hopeful, what I want to do is get enough hot peppers to last me a couple of years so that I can spend the next 2 or 3 years, possibly more, segregating the sweet pepper seeds and making sure there are no hot genes. Now, since the genes and the hot genes are a recessive, or not a recessive, they're dominant, if there is heat, it will come out. And so if there's heat, it's not like you can have the hot gene and not have a hot pepper. So then I'll spend the next couple of years sorting out which of the peppers are actually sweet, and then I will keep that population separate. Again, here we have plum cherries. That's 3 more plum cherries, plum cherry crosses. And we've got figs here. Now, what I did was I wrapped them. I was looking online and it said, pretty much everybody said that the most important thing was to keep water from evaporating. So I've got a couple of different experiments here. One, I coated them with grease. Several of them I coated with grease. Several I did electrical tape, but I wrapped it so that the buds are still open. But those haven't started to come up yet. A few of them look like they're starting to bud out. But and then we have the tomatoes, and this is actually interesting to me. Let me come back over here. Let's look at these first, actually. Okay, so these tomatoes here are these 4 right here, are all a beefsteak. Okay. You can see, now it's a mixed beefsteak. There are different varieties here. What I'm looking for is which ones will survive here the best. The potting soil is not seed starting mix. It is 1 part potting soil, just standard potting soil out of a bag, and 2 parts my native clay. And that's what I'm using to start the seeds. So you can see that these 2 are considerably larger than these 2, but they all look healthy. Okay, this group here, these 4 here in the middle are called a Jagodka, and they will have it's a small, early determinate tomato. So this is my only determinate as far as I know. And then these around the outside are a mixed Italian. And again, you can see the varied, see this one is lighter green. Some of them are purple on the back and some of them are not. The Jagodka do not appear to be purple. Now, one of the things is that the purple varieties appear to be more cold tolerant, or the ones that have purple on the leaves appear to be more cold tolerant. So that's one of the things that I'm looking for. So we have 4 Jagodka and then 5 Italian varieties down here. And then we have over here, again, all of this group is beefsteak. And you can see the different sizes, the different leaf shapes. And that one down there appears to be struggling. So I'm not sure whether that one will be put out or not, or if I will put it in a different place so that I remember not to keep seeds from it. Again, these are all the mixed Italian, and they all appear to be doing great. These are different. These 2 are beefsteak, and they are just on a different windowsill because I didn't have room. There was not enough room for both of them on that windowsill over there. But you can see that this one right here is really struggling. And I'm not sure why, but it does not seem to appreciate something. Well, that would explain it. Root rot. Got too much water. Okay. Well, I will stuff that back down in the soil and see if it recovers. Okay, but that answers that question because the root rotted off. Okay. All right. And then these 3 are listed as a Steve tomato. A friend gave me those, and her neighbor gave them to her, and it's just a variety that he has always grown, and they grow very, very well in their clay soil with no water whatsoever. So I'm going to try those. And then over here, we have the Kellogg's Breakfast Group. And again, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one right here is really not happy. Whether it's the light, they just got put in the windowsill a couple of days ago, but most of them appear to be adjusting to that very, very well. But this one is all saggy, and all of them were watered at the same time. So this one could be more drought tolerant. It could be less light tolerant. Or there could be other things going on, but that particular plant, I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. And if it continues struggling like this, I will either eliminate it from the population or simply not keep seeds from it. Okay, this group is the Copia. And let me spread these out a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, they were all planted on the same day, but this one, for some reason, has not adjusted. It's not growing, it's just sitting there. And it's got a good root system. You can see the root system, but it is not growing like the others. So something about that particular plant does not appreciate either the water, the light, the soil. Something about that particular plant is different from the others, and it is not adjusting to the environment that I have given it. Okay. And these over here are the 5 paste tomatoes, again mixed paste. I'm not trying to keep varieties separate as such. I am keeping groups separate. All these appear to be doing great. This one is a little bit yellow. It's got a different leaf on it. You can see this one here and this one have a different leaf than some of these others. So not just tomatoes, but everything. The goal is to have plants that will thrive here in my soil with no additional water, no fertilizer, no babying of any kind. I don't want plants that are going to be weak. I want plants that are going to produce. Eventually, I want plants that are going to produce early, but right now my goal is simply to get plants that will survive and thrive in my soil under my conditions. If they can't thrive under my conditions, I don't want them here, because I will not use water. I will not use fertilizer. I will not use special soils. I don't use special soils for seed starting. I don't use light. I usually don't use bottom heat. The peppers got bottom heat only because I had it on the fig starts. But again, like I said, I had to use the heating mat for other things. So one little thing at a time. This year the plan, my brain, but this year the plan is for the trees to keep them until next fall, to keep them in a nursery bed until next fall, when I will be able to plant them out safely after they go dormant. And if I can keep my hands off them, because my brain keeps saying, oh, plant them now. They're so special. I can take care of them. I'm like, Nyeh. Anyway, but we do have that one over here that has some problems. I'm not sure exactly what that one will do, but I've got another cherry. Got lots of not cherry. It's a plum cherry cross. I've got plum cherry crosses. I've got plum peach crosses. I've got peaches. I've got one apricot. I've got apple seedlings. I've got figs. I think the figs will probably go in the greenhouse, but we'll see on that one. Anyway, that's what I've got going at the moment. I will talk with you later.